Anime fans are always searching for the next series that blends great action, deep characters, and a story you can't put down. And if you've already finished Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man, then you've probably heard whispers about Hell's Paradise. But what makes this series so special? Why is it being called the third piece of anime's new dark trio? Today I'm breaking down 5 reasons why Hell's Paradise is a must-watch, whether you're already an anime fan or brand new to the scene. Shonen anime is everywhere. We all know the formula: young hero, big dreams, endless training, fight stronger and stronger enemies. But Hell's Paradise takes the formula, flips it on its head, and makes something much darker. Instead of following a rising hero, we start with a condemned man, Gabimaru the Hollow, a ninja who lost his will to live. He's sentenced to death for his crimes, but no execution can kill him. Fire, blades, stretching, nothing works. Why? Because deep down, he still clings to life for one reason: his wife. This setup immediately tells you that this isn't your typical believe it shonen story. It's a survival game, where criminals and executioners are sent to a mysterious island to retrieve the elixir of life. Whoever succeeds earns their freedom. Whoever fails, well, let's just say their failure isn't pretty. It's a survival of the fittest, but with more emotional weight and more grayness than your average shonen. If you love the intensity of Chainsaw Man or the mystery of Attack on Titans, Hell's Paradise will feel like the perfect evolution. One of the biggest strengths of Hell's Paradise is its setting. At first glance, the island of Shinseikyo looks like paradise. Vibrant forest, colorful flowers, breathtaking waterfalls, but look closer and everything is wrong. Plants bloom in impossible shapes, creatures are twisted hybrids, and beauty quickly turns into horror. This isn't just for shock value either. This island is steeped in references to real-world Japanese mythology and Taoist philosophy. The terrifying guardians of the island, the Tenzen, are based on ideas of immortality and transformation. Even the strange flower-like corpses scattered across the island tie into the theme of life and death being intertwined. As you watch, you'll constantly be asking questions. What exactly is this island? Why do its creatures exist? What is the true cost of the elixir of life? Every episode reveals a new piece of mystery, keeping you hooked like a horror thriller mixed with fantasy adventure. It's the kind of world where you could pause on almost any frame and pick apart the symbolism. The mark of a series that doesn't just tell a story but builds an entire living, breathing mythos. Another reason Hell's Paradise stands out is its cast of characters. It would have been easy for the story to give us a bunch of death row criminals as disposable fodder. Instead, the series treats each one with surprising depth. Take Yavimaru for himself. On the surface, he's a hollow assassin who feels nothing, but as the story unfolds, you see that his entire drive comes from wanting to return to his wife, the only person who ever treated him like a human being. Suddenly, he's not just a killer, he's a man fighting for love, for redemption, and for the future he never thought he deserved. Then there's Sagiri, the executioner assigned to monitor him. She's a woman in a male-dominated role, struggling with self-doubt, yet determined to prove her worth. Her growth mirrors Gabimaru's, and their partnership becomes one of the emotional anchors of the series. Even the so-called villains are given nuances, from other criminals with tragic pasts to executioners who have their own personal codes. You'll find yourself caring about people you didn't expect. And that's what makes every battle on the island so intense, because it's not just faceless enemies dying, it's characters you've grown attached to. Of course, none of this would hit as hard without great animation, and Hell's Paradise delivers. Thanks to Studio MAPPA. If that name sounds familiar, it's because they're the studio behind Jujutsu Kaisen, Attack on Titans, the final season, and Chainsaw Man. MAPPA has built a reputation for taking on some of the biggest, most demanding projects in anime, and with Hell's Paradise, they've managed to make the fights both brutally violent and visually stunning. Every clash against the bizarre island creatures feel weighty and unpredictable. Gabimaru's ninja techniques, combined with Sagiri's swordsmanship, create a unique dynamic in combat. And when the Tenzen show up with their fluid, almost divine fighting style, the animation really flexes. What makes it even more powerful is the contrast. The beauty, almost painting-like scenery of Shinseikyo, suddenly soaked in blood and destruction. It's violent, yes, but in a way that feels artistic, meaningful, and unforgettable. And finally, what truly sets Hell's Paradise apart are the themes beneath the violence. On the surface, it's a story about criminals forced to survive, But dig deeper, and it's about what it means to live at all. Every character is confronted with questions. What is your purpose? What do you regret? What do you want to protect? The island itself becomes a test of not just strength, but humanity. For Gabimaru, it's about realizing that even someone who killed countless people still has the right to search for peace. For Sagiri, it's about learning to trust her own judgment and find balance between duty and compassion. Even the villains wrestle with their own version of these questions. This is what makes Hell's Paradise more than just gore and cool fights. It's an exploration of redemption, morality, and the will to survive. Themes that hit just as hard emotionally as battles do physically. So if you've been on the fence about Hell's Paradise, consider this your sign. It's dark, it's brutal, it's beautiful, and it's thoughtful in ways that most action animes don't even attempt. From its complex characters to its jaw-dropping animation and deep themes, it's no surprise that fans are calling it one of the best animes of the decade.